Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, council members, city officials, and our streaming audience. I would like to welcome everyone to the December 19th special city council meeting. We have 4 items on our agenda this evening. We're meeting here in chambers, open for public attendance and also streaming live on YouTube. Moving forward, if you would, Ms. Moss, please continue with the roll call of the members.
Thank you, President Geringer. Greg Phillips.
Here.
Payne.
Here.
Nickerson. Here. Farrow.
Here.
Henderson.
Here.
Brown.
Here.
Preston.
Here.
Anthony Phillips.
Here.
Prohl.
Here.
At this time, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll now move to reports of our committees. We will now remove the reports of our committees. We will begin with our Community Affair Committee, Mr. Greg Phillips.
Thank you, President Geringer. Community Affairs does not have any items on the agenda this evening, therefore we have no report. Thank you.
Next, we'll move to Human Resource Committee, Ms. Payne.
Thank you, President Geringer. Human Resources, we do not have an item on the agenda or nothing to report on this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to Development Committee, Ms. Nickerson.
Development has nothing on the agenda, and we don't have anything to report this evening. Thank you.
Next to our Finance Committee, Mr. Tony Phillips.
Thanks, President Geringer. Finance does has 2 things on the agenda tonight. The first thing on the agenda says a first read. We'll be changing that to a second reading, which it will be, so we'll change that at the appropriate time. It's an ordinance to make appropriation for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Chiillicothe, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year beginning January the 1st, 2023, and ending December the 31st, 2023, and declaring an emergency. The second item is a first read, an ordinance appropriating funds for the purpose of making payroll, fringe, and pensions for the remainder of 2023 and declaring an emergency. At the appropriate time, I will be making a motion to waive the three read rule on that. And I'd also like to take a straw poll on attendance for the 26th. I know Allison will be out. We want to make sure we get that budget passed. Is there anybody else that plans on being absent on the 26th? Anybody else?
I am thinking this is not correct in being the second read. Okay.
Yes.
It is, so first read is correct.
Well, we waived the 3-day receipt rule.
Mm-hmm. We
got it
waived the
added.
3-day receipt rule, but we did not vote to add it or to vote on it. So it is still at first read. I did not get a copy of the minutes to double check that. Do you have the copy of the minutes? It's a special meeting. I didn't bring minutes to distribute today.
A special
meeting still constitutes a regular council meeting. Okay, well, that is
So-
my mistake. But do you have access to them? Do you have them with you? I don't have them with me now. Yeah, this is problematic.
So we just forgot. Are you saying we?
Yes, we did not actually, we voted once to waive the 3-day receipt rule.
But we didn't
But
make
we
a
did
motion
not.
to add it to the agenda.
We did not vote on the actual item. And that is just, I'm recalling that it went down that way. I don't have a copy of the minutes to verify that, but I'm pretty sure it went down that way.
You mean?
Old business.
Old business, adding item 4 to the agenda. Then item 4 was a first read, waive the 3-day receipt rule. We passed that, and then it will move to a second read.
Did you just say, reread that, please?
During old business at our last regular meeting on December 12th, we added item 4, which was the first reading of the budget. We waived the 3-day receipt rule, which was passed unanimously, read, and then sent to a second reading.
We voted to waive the 3-day receipt rule. Did we actually vote
Yes,
again?
in old business, we voted to add it to the item, add the item to the agenda. Yes. And then we read the legislation, and it was proceeded, we waived the 3-day receipt rule, and then it was said to go to a second read.
I'm not trying to argue. I'm just trying to make sure we do this correctly and not
Well, since
revisit
we'll
this
have-
later.
Ms. Nickerson, since we'll have a meeting next Monday, could it not be corrected at that time if you in fact are correct? I asked you. Well, you need, ma'am, Ms. Nickerson, have your mic on, please, so that the audience can hear you.
I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to be combative. I'm not trying to cause any problems. I'm just trying to do this correctly. And as I recall, and this is just memory, I recall not voting on this. It would be nice
Did you happen to go back and watch the footage?
to have the minutes.
Yes, yes.
Out of curiosity, worst case scenario, if we were to do that, it could be corrected next time if we were correct.
We are still required to vote on the minutes today, too. Whether or not those are read aloud or we receive them hard copy. The law director is not here this evening. I can't see over there.
That is all finance has.
I'd like to make a motion to recess for a moment.
Motion by Ms. Preston, seconded by Ms. Payne. Roll call on the motion.
Greg Phillips,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
Nickerson. Yes. Farrow,
Yes.
Henderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Anthony Phillips,
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
We are in recess.